There is only one good aspect of AI or robotics that actually can be very good for literally all of humanity, and that is the cheek clapping robots. I mean, the robots that absolutely do whatever they need to do to make you feel like you are $1,000,000, but not really, because your ass is broke. And why the hell did you spend that much money on a robot, you dumbass? To be more specific and honest, robot women just slap hard, and when you add like a maid aesthetic to them too, just to get them to do whatever the hell you want to, it's just a chicken salad full of absolute sugar and gummy worms, and it's just a nice time. It's a weird combination realistically, but it's also a nice time. Now you're probably wondering, Senpai, of all the things you could be yapping about right now, why robot women? Why are you yapping about robot women yet again? Well, to be honest, it was just an idea that I had on the brain, and two, Elon just like, hey, you like AI? Well, if you don't, you're going to now, with this whole ass video of Annie just, I guess, throwing cake out in the wind, I suppose. Which, alright, I'll give you a W, rich man. I'll very much give you that W for that one. But he understood the assignment though, high key, because if you did have a robot woman for yourself, why wouldn't you not want them to look good? Like, why would you want them to not look in some shape and form like a fine piece of ass? Like, again, that robot ass might be metal, but it's still ass that's worth slapping for sure, right? If there is an ass to it, you slap that thing. It doesn't matter what it is. It like some dude's ball sack. Like, if it looked like an ass from an angle, you gotta slap that shit. Gonna hurt like hell, but you gotta slap it. So what robot women's in particular do I have in mind that's worth the cheek clapping? I think we should start off with one that's very much an easy pick because it's the most recent one, which is Inefa. Because obviously, Inefa is out here very much doing a lot of the dust up work, acting like a real maid should, better than Noelle half the damn time, and I know Noelle's out there seating in a damn corner, plotting her damn vengeance to kill Inefa, because why the hell not? But to keep it very much that, because again, this is a fine robot woman that you have here, there is so much that you can actually do. Instead of giving Inefa just regular Bua and just keeping it flat and all that sort of metal and stuff, why not have fun with it? You could basically store, I don't know, various items in there. It could be straight up just the fact that you're storing like some water jugs or some condensed trash or something like that. Kind of having like a dust bag in there or something. Like, there is so much that you can actually modify when it comes down to Inefa. And considering that she's like a whole bunch of parts from different places, there's easy ways to probably like make her a bit more different when it comes to modification. She should be easy to modify basically. And since she's like a character that actually is more robot than actually feeling like more, I would say, human, or at least how a lot of different robots and different shows kind of feel more human than bot, honestly, you could probably actually get her to do some wild things. I actually don't think that's going to be a hard task, honestly, for her, which is honestly kind of the best thing about these types of robot women, is that they are basically just here for you and doing whatever you need them to do. If you tell them, Inefa, go jump into the lake real quick because I left $5 down there, but actually you just want to see a fish go up her ass, you can actually get that to happen, and I don't think it's going to be that hard for them to deny that action. Which, to be honest, I think that's like the better version of robot women that does exist in fiction. Because, yeah, don't get me wrong, people like Android 18, Android 21, and people of those same calibers that look very fine, very clappable in all sorts of directions, because why the hell not? They all are very good. However, they're going to give you some type of sass. Like, do you really want to be, 18's whole ass husband and basically waste a whole bunch of money on her like she's a Beverly Hills teenager that has way too much time on her hands? Absolutely not. Android 21's a little bit more different because you got to risk it for the biscuit with that one, in my personal opinion, considering that, she does experiments and whatever as a scientist. But honestly, that's some cheeks for clapping. It is what it is. As long as you don't get hungry out of nowhere, we'll be fine. Easily, I think one of the best robots that you could possibly have are just the ones that absolutely follows your orders to the supreme max that you can really get them to do so. Like the ones from Atomic Heart. Let's just keep it very much a stack. I said they were weird because they don't have a face. I changed my mind to this extent, but not really. But well, deal with it when it comes down to it, mainly because it is robot vagina that you haven't been able to clap, right? You're denying yourself that. So ultimately, and as I said before, if there is ass attached to it, it must be slapped. And most likely, those asses of those damn atomic heart robots are very much slappable. That being said, is it still weird that they don't have a face? I do think so. But when it comes down to it though, would I be lying in saying that, oh, I wouldn't want to clap that whatsoever? Nowadays, I would say, yeah, I was lying pretty much. I was lying to the hardest extent, because what in the hell are you talking about? That's the equivalent of saying, oh, I don't want to necessarily stick my whole meat within Zonton's robot when it comes down to it, because ultimately, yes, I would. Probably will get chewed up with them gears, but it is what it is. Because I'm not gonna sit here and lie. You need to start showing these clankers who's boss. Give them the crust and rust treatment when it comes down to it, because they need to know exactly what you're here for. And now that I really sit here and think about it, I can't necessarily talk about this whole video without even mentioning 2B and Eve. Literally some of the most iconic robot fine pieces of asses that is made out of metal that literally shapes how a lot of things are. Like, let's just keep it very much sad. 2B more than Eve, because Eve is a bit newer. 2B definitely is like one of the most iconic robot women of all damn time. It doesn't really matter what you have, honestly. She is basically there. She's been in so many damn crossovers, it's not even effing funny. She's just been around, honestly. You know how you get prostitutes from the streets and then basically you clap their cheeks and ultimately for them to rob your ass of all the money that you got and essentially just start beating your ass and take your car? That's essentially what 2B is. They are everywhere thanks to a whole bunch of crossovers. There's honestly almost not a single video game where 2B isn't in. And to be honest, I don't really sit here and blame you. I don't know everything about 2B, but from what I've seen, at least from the beginning of the game, she's obedient to the end, at least when I see how she kind of operates. Very much out here doing what she needs to do for humanity's sake, or at least that's what they say. And essentially just out here making sure that her job is done. That is just how it is. And also, it isn't just one character that's 2B. There is multiple robots that are just straight up 2B as a whole, because of Yohora and all that sort of stuff and how that works and however that world kind of is. But still, you get the dang point. 2B is honestly marketable. If everybody could actually have one character of a robot that you can pretty much have that humanity would actually bring into real life, I'm pretty sure 9 times out of 10 you would get a 2B, because she would literally be effing everywhere. Even if you're straight up the one of the people that are absolute booba only, there's no way you don't think about 2B's cheeks whatsoever. Like, that's just impossible. And as far as Eve goes, I don't know much about Subway because, again, don't have the game. But when it comes down to it, though, Eve is peak, prime, Korean, shaking, jiggly ass. There is no, again, any reason as to why you wouldn't think about that whatsoever when you're playing the game. I mean, it's literally front loaded with a lot of moments where Eve is going to be giving you back shots for your face with how much ass is in your face all the time. And although Eve is somebody that is newer, I definitely will already go ahead and say she's a classic waiting to be a classic, honestly. Because at the end of the day, she has basically caused up so much of a storm, whether it's for good press and bad press, that literally kind of shapes up what people have been starving for years, especially after so many years of just having ugly ass characters for across the board. We still get those, but not nearly as much anymore. We at least have like people coming through to be like, all right, I have a fine waifu that you can very much fap to, because why the heck not? Because that's just how it is. Eve was the standard that broke, again, how characters can actually look, which is crazy that we have to have that sort of debate in this day and age, because you can make whatever character you should be able to make and just know what actually sells and what people want to see. But ultimately, that is kind of the reason why Eve took off as she did. She's beautiful. She's a fine piece of Asian ass that honestly, if you were to decide between 2B and Eve, you'll have a hard time, and you might have a damn stroke in your brain, because yeah, that's kind of an impossible decision, honestly. Now, realistically, because Eve's ass is like not as hot as 2B's, because literally in canon, I believe that it's actually like heated to the highest level, so you can't really F that if you wanted to. I think that's what's the canon of it. I have to go back and check and look, but the damn point is, you're still at least getting some robot cheeks from some damn where. But my point is, it doesn't really matter. Robot women just slap. It doesn't matter if it's June from the My Dystopian Robot Girlfriend, could be just Totsuki playing a damn instrument while she mimicking look like she's giving me head. But the whole dang point is that there is so many good reasons as to why a robot woman slaps hard as hell for you, and would be very valid to just have around, to just straight up clap the cheeks up and continuously slapping the ass up, because it doesn't necessarily matter. Your hand is going to be hurting at the end of the day from slapping all that damn metal, but it is what it is. But that, I guess, is all I really wanted to say for this one, so hopefully you did enjoy. If you did, be sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification on your way out. Also follow me on the socials, and if you'd like to join up on the Discord, please do. And also, if you'd like to donate to the channel, go ahead with Cash App and Kofi. Link is in the description. And until then, it's Boy J, signing off. Have a blessed day.